Hello, I hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, if today has been stressful or you've been overthinking a lot lately, I just want to tell you something. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know that might sound a little cheesy coming from someone on the internet, but I mean it. I know life can feel really overwhelming sometimes, especially when it seems like everyone around you is moving forward while you're still standing in the same place, trying to figure out what you're supposed to do next. If you've been stressing about starting something, whether that's work, college, a new career, a business, creating content, or simply trying to change your life, I understand that feeling because I've been there too. For a long time, I thought my biggest problem was not knowing what to do. Looking back, that wasn't really the problem. The real problem was that I was too afraid to start. So first, let me tell you my story. After I graduated from senior high school, I was afraid to go to college. It wasn't because I hated studying or didn't have goals. I was just scared. Everything about college felt unfamiliar, and I was terrified of making the wrong decision. I kept asking myself the same questions over and over again. What if college isn't for me? What if I should just work instead? What if I end up regretting whatever choice I make? I spent months thinking about those questions. Then those months slowly turned into almost an entire year. And honestly, during that year, I did nothing. I didn't apply for a job. I didn't enroll in college. I didn't even give myself the chance to see what would happen. Every day, I would think about my future. I'd make plans in my head, watch videos, imagine different versions of my life, and tell myself that tomorrow would be the day I finally figured everything out. Tomorrow would be the day I made a decision. Tomorrow would be the day I finally started. But tomorrow kept turning into another tomorrow. And before I knew it, a year had passed. Looking back now, I didn't lose that year because I failed. I lost that year because I was too afraid to start, and maybe that's where some of you are right now, because there's something strangely difficult about starting. Not because it's impossible, not because you're lazy, but because starting means stepping into the unknown, and that's something most of us are afraid of. After a year, I finally made the decision to go to college and pursue a degree in finance. To be honest, I wasn't ready. I was scared, uncertain, and full of doubts about whether I could handle college life. As an introvert, the first few months were especially difficult, walking into classrooms filled with strangers, joining group activities, and trying to make conversations felt overwhelming. There were days when I wanted to stay quiet and keep to myself because it felt safer that way. I often wondered if I would ever fit in. Then little by little, things started to change. I met people who became friends, classmates who became part of my journey, and professors who challenged me to do better. Every presentation, every group project, and every challenge pushed me outside my comfort zone. It wasn't always easy, but with each experience, I became more confident than I was before. Now, as I prepare to graduate, I find myself looking back at the person I was when I first stepped onto campus. If my younger self could see me today, I think he would be surprised. Maybe you've noticed it too. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. It's because starting means leaving your comfort zone. It means accepting that you might fail. It means accepting that you won't be good at it right away. And I think that's what scares most of us. It really comes down to what we're saying to ourselves. We tell ourselves, I'll do it later. I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I feel more confident. I'll start when I know exactly what I'm doing. But the truth is, I don't think anyone ever feels completely ready. We just think they do because we only see the finished version of them. We don't see their first day. We don't see their first mistake. We don't see all the times they wanted to quit. One thing I realized is that maybe it's not our job to decide what we're supposed to like. Maybe it's our job to discover it. Think about your favorite ice cream flavor. You didn't wake up one day and decide that chocolate or vanilla would be your favorite. You only knew after you tasted it. Life works the same way. You'll never know what you're capable of if you never let yourself try. You'll never know what you truly enjoy if you're too afraid to experience something new. When we focus on experimenting instead of trying to make the perfect decision, life becomes a little less stressful because suddenly you're not trying to get everything right. You're just learning. You're just discovering who you are. If you look at my channel, you'll notice something. My last video was a year ago. For an entire year, I wanted to come back. I had ideas, I had plans, but I kept waiting. I kept telling myself that I'd come back when everything was perfect, when I had better ideas, when I had better editing, and when I felt more motivated. But none of those things happened until I actually sat down and started. And honestly, starting again was harder than starting the first time, because this time I wasn't only thinking about the future, I was also thinking about all the time I had already lost. I kept asking myself, What if nobody watches anymore? What if I already missed my chance? But then I realized something. The only thing worse than losing 1 year would be losing another one because I was still too afraid to begin. The first page won't be your best. The first video probably won't get views. The first workout won't transform your body. The first business idea might fail. The first drawing won't become a masterpiece. But none of that matters because every person who's successful today also had a first attempt that nobody remembers. Just like this video, I started again with this hardcore Minecraft world. It's not perfect, but I finally started, and that's something I wish I had done a long time ago. Maybe today isn't the day you change your whole life. Maybe today is just the day you finally stop overthinking, open the notebook, write one sentence, take one walk, record one video, apply for one opportunity, try one thing you've been putting off for months. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to exist. Because your future self isn't waiting for you to become perfect. Your future self is just waiting for you to begin. Every incredible story has one thing in common. There was a time when it didn't exist until someone decided to start.